If you're a lineman in charge of keeping the lights on, Grainger understands that you go to great lengths, and sometimes heights, to ensure the power is always flowing. Which is why you can count on Grainger for professional-grade products and next-day delivery, so you have everything you need to get the job done. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, counter-spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve. Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into a time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A dramatic Sunday here on the podcast with episodes of the CBS Radio Workshop production of The Enormous Radio, The Man Called X starring Herbert Marshall from 1951, The Mysterious Traveler, I Won't Die Alone from 1948, and an episode of Lights Out from 1938, and It Happened starring Mercedes McCambridge and Lum and Abner. That's all straight ahead. On this Sunday, this is the 11th day of May, 131st day of the year, 234 days remaining till we get out of 2025. Happy birthday, Minnesota. They were admitted as the 32nd State of the Union on this date in 1858. A train derailment outside Lompoc, California, killed 32 Shriners when their chartered train jumped off the tracks. A Glacier National Park in Montana established on this date in 1910. And Mercedes-Benz formed on this date in 1924. It was founded by Gottlieb Daimler and Carl Benz, merging the two companies. The Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences formed on this date in 1927. And in 1934, a strong 2-day dust storm removed massive amounts of Great Plains topsoil in one of the worst dust storms of the Dust Bowl in North America. On this date in 1940, John Steinbeck awarded the Pulitzer Prize for his novel, The Grapes of Wrath.
I'll be all around in the dark. I'll be everywhere, wherever you can look. Wherever there's a fight so hungry people can eat, I'll be there. Wherever there's a cop beating up a guy, I'll be there. I'll be in the way guys yell when they're mad. I'll be in the way kids laugh when they're hungry and they know supper's ready. And when the people are eating the stuff they raise and living in the houses they build, I'll be there too.
I remember when we used to joke about Henry Fonda, who used to sell GAF film, and he just had this way of saying GAF. And, but boy, there you hear why Henry Fonda was an amazing actor. His interpretation of Steinbeck characters, Tom Joad, and that wonderful soliloquy from the Grapes of Wrath motion picture. Steinbeck earned the Pulitzer Prize on this date in 1940. On this date in 1960, President Eisenhower held a news conference to discuss the shooting down of an American spy plane 10 days earlier. It was a U-2 plane piloted by Gary Francis Powers, whom the Soviets would hold prisoner for 2 years. When he faced reporters, Eisenhower defended what he called intelligence-gathering activities.
No one wants another Pearl Harbor. This means that we must have knowledge of military forces and preparations around the world.
And at the time before satellites, it was a righteous justification of those kind of U-2 flights. President Eisenhower on this date in 1960. The Beatles song, The Long and Winding Road, released as a single on this date in 1970. It became the group's last #1 single in the U.S. Citing government misconduct, Daniel Ellsberg had his charges for involvement in releasing the Pentagon Papers to the New York Times dismissed on this date in 1973. In 1985, a fire in the stands of Championship English football, the soccer, killed 56 people, 256 were injured.
And look at that! Oh, the poor man. Oh, this is awful. The police desperately trying to save the life of a supporter. He'd come to watch the football. This is human tragedy.
Now, according to forensic scientist Dr. Dave Woolley, the main cause of the fire, possibly the accidental dropping of a match or cigarette stubbed out in a polystyrene cup. It was described as the worst fire tragedy in the history of British football and the worst stadium disaster in Britain since 65 supporters perished in January of 1971. In New York City on this date in 1995, more than 170 countries decided to extend the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty indefinitely and without conditions. After taking off from Miami on this date in 1996, a fire started by improperly handled oxygen canisters in the cargo hold of Atlanta-bound Value Jet Flight 592 caused the Douglas DC-9 to crash in the Florida Everglades.
What kind of problem are you having? Smoke in the cabin.
All 110 people aboard that Value jet died. In 1997, IBM's Deep Blue chess-playing computer defeated Garry Kasparov in the last game of the rematch, becoming the first computer to beat a world champion chess player. In 2005, a dinner honoring former First Lady Nancy Reagan celebrated her life and her accomplishments.
It brings back many, many memories. I can still see Anwar Sadat in the Rose Garden, Margaret Thatcher, Mikhail Gorbachev, Mother Teresa. So many people, so many historic occasions, so many memories.
Several Washington leaders paid tribute to the former First Lady in the building named for her husband in the nation's capital. Passing away on this date in history, philanthropist John David Rockefeller, bluegrass musician Lester Flatt of Flatt and Scruggs, Dick Tracy cartoonist Chester Gould, and comedian Jerry Stiller, all passing away on this date in history. Birthdays include composer Irving Berlin, so much great music he wrote. Also painter Salvador Dali, actor-comedian Phil Silvers, actor and comedian Foster Brooks, who did such a wonderful and amusing drunk player. Also, Uncle Jesse on the Dukes of Hazzard, Denver Pyle, comedian and political commentator Mort Saul, actor Doug McClure, and English-born actress Natasha Richardson, all born on this date in history.
Hi, this is Jeff Foxworthy. It is now time for the birthday announcements. The following people are now officially older than dirt.
The Animals' Eric Burton, 84 years old today. The man who invented the first artificial heart, Robert Jarvik, is 79 today. The original MTV VJ, Martha Quinn, is 66.
The Rolling Stones are going to bring this edition of the MTV New Video Hour to a close. This video is the way we expect to see Mick and the boys, getting down and dirty.
Yes, back when MTV really played music. Martha Quinn, 66 today. By and large, many of the world's what used to be the big thing, you know, you had all the music videos on around the clock, and then one by one, they all dropped by the wayside. You have MTV, the rock and roll channel. You had VH1, the adult contemporary channel. And one by one, they've all dropped off, and they are dying, and the internet is killing them, as is much of cable television. Martha Quinn, 66 today. Pro wrestler Bobby Roode made his biggest impact in TNA wrestling as part of Beer Money. That was the name of the group, Beer Money. He went on to the WWE, didn't make much of a splash there, and is now a producer at 49 years of age. And actress Sabrina Carpenter is 26 years old today. Those just a few of the people celebrating the 11th day of May is their birthday. If this is your birthday,
happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you.
And this dramatic Sunday edition of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox continues in a moment with an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop production of The Enormous Radio. That's next.
Civil defense is common sense. Hi, this is Tony Bennett. Make sure you're prepared if a nuclear attack ever comes.
Based on John Cheever's short story, The Enormous Radio, first published in the New Yorker magazine in 1947, and later included in a short story collection of Cheever's, The Enormous Radio and Other Stories, in 1953, The Enormous Radio features a couple who purchased a new radio that picks up conversations from nearby apartments, leading the wife to become addicted to eavesdropping on their neighbors' private lives. The episode explores themes of voyeurism and the addictive nature of illicit pleasures, which resonate with modern issues, especially in the internet age. I mean, let's face it, a lot of people follow other people on Facebook and all of these platforms just to see what trauma they're going through today. It's sad to say, but it's true. We go back 69 years. May 11th, 1956, William Conrad narrates The Enormous Radio.
CBS Radio presents the CBS Radio Workshop, dedicated to man's imagination, the theater of the mind. Tonight, The Enormous Radio, based on John Cheever's extraordinary short story, which originally appeared in the pages of the New Yorker magazine.
Irene, don't you want to hear the workshop? It's a pretty good show.
Oh, I feel like music, don't you? It's the Schubert Ferellum, isn't it?
Yeah. All right, leave it on. A little louder, though, will you?
Jem and Irene Westcott were the kind of people who seemed to strike that satisfactory average of income, endeavor, and respectability that is reached by the statistical reports and college alumni bulletins. They differed from their friends, their classmates, and their neighbors only in an interest they shared in serious music. They went to a great many concerts, although they seldom mentioned this to anyone, and they spent a good deal of time listening to music on the radio. Now, their radio was an old instrument, sensitive, unpredictable, and beyond repair. Now, when it faltered, Jim would strike at the side of the cabinet with his hand. Well, this sometimes helped. But one Sunday afternoon,
Darling, the radio.
Oh, Lord. No, this time it's finished.
Bang it again.
Oh, it's finished. It's just burned out.
Might not be. How do you know? Try reversing the plug or something.
But it won't do any good. It's a miracle it lasted this long.
Let me try.
That's not going to do any good now.
A woman's touch.
All right. Why don't you sit down? It'll... Yeah. See, there it goes.
It's so aggravating. And of course it had to happen while they were playing the Schubert.
Take it easy.
Well, it makes me mad. We knew this was going to happen. We should have done something.
I told you what the repairman said, honey. It'd cost almost as much to fix it as to buy a new one.
Darling, couldn't we get a new one?
I don't know. We agreed to get along with this until we could get a good hi-fi with some FM.
Please. It's not going to be much fun without music.
All right. All right, dear. I'll look around tomorrow, see what I can find.
The next day, on Monday, when he came home from work, he told her that he'd got one. He refused to describe it and said that it would be a surprise for her when it came. The radio was delivered the following afternoon. And with the assistance of her maid and the handyman, Irene uncrated
You
it
hold this, Emma.
Oh, yes,
and
ma'am.
brought it into the
Take
living
your
room.
stuff in the kitchen later.
Oh, this sure is a
Not
heavy
a very
one.
pretty cabinet.
Oh, ma'am, look at all the dials on it. I never could get the hang of that.
It shouldn't be too difficult, I suppose. Volume, treble boost, bass boost, tuning, short wave, band 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, well, this must be the switch to turn it on. Yes. Plug it in now, will you, Emma?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
All right. Probably takes a minute to warm up.
My, it is loud, isn't it, ma'am? Much louder than the old one.
Yes. It'll take a little getting used to, tuning it in.
My, you certainly do know how to find good music, I'll say.
It is nice. Well, you'd better see about getting supper now.
Yes, ma'am.
She sat down to listen, feeling once again complete. The music came through clearly. The new instrument had a much purer tone, she thought, than the old one. But she decided that tone was most important, and she could conceal the ugly gumwood cabinet behind a sofa. But as soon as she had made her peace with the radio, the interference began.
Oh, dear. And they call this hi-fi.
Nothing she did with the switches and dials dimmed the interference. As she sat down again, disappointed and bewildered, and tried to trace the flight of the melody. The elevator shaft in her building ran beside the living room wall, and it was the noise of the elevator that gave her a clue to the character of the static. The rattling of the elevator cables were reproduced in her loudspeaker, and realizing that the radio was sensitive to electrical currents of all sorts, she began to discern through the Mozart the various other sounds. By listening more carefully, she was able to distinguish doorbells, elevator bells, electric razors, and wearing mixers picked up from the apartments that surrounded her. The powerful and ugly instrument, with its mistaken sensitivity to discord, was more than she could hope to master, so she turned the thing off.
Hello?
Hello, Irene. Did it get there?
Oh, the radio. Yes, dear.
Oh, how do you like it?
Well, it's fine, but...
But what?
Well, there's all kinds of sounds, noises coming through.
What do you mean? Like static?
Well, yes, but more like real noises.
Hmm?
I think it's picking up all the electric things in the building. Bells, vacuums,
Oh,
telephones.
you better not fool with it until I get home. It probably needs a ground or something.
All right. I think it's wonderful, dear. Much nicer than the old one. When it's clear, the music sounds beautiful.
Oh, good. Well, I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.
When Jim Westcott came home that night, he went to the radio confidently, worked the controls.
Who's it?
The low-pressure area, which developed over the southwest yesterday, is moving rapidly toward the north and east, with lower temperatures following.
What the devil?
That's what I was telling
The
you.
city's current reading is 58. Kansas City, 54.
He fiddled with the knobs,
Chicago, 54. Detroit, 55.
couldn't get rid of the noise,
54 and rainy. Toledo, 56.
and he turned the radio off.
What the heck with it, huh? I'll call the fellow who sold it to me in the morning. He's going to hear something from me.
The following day, Irene had a luncheon date and did some shopping during the afternoon. It was late when she returned home, and she didn't have a chance to turn on the radio, although the maid informed her that a man had come and fixed it. She busied herself with the children, seeing to their baths and bedtime. When Jim came home that night, he was tired and took a shower and changed his clothes, and then he joined Irene in the living room. He had just turned on the radio when the maid announced dinner, so he left it on, and he and Irene went to the table.
I saw the sweetest dress this afternoon. Of course, I didn't buy
Well,
it,
it's
but
just as well. I mean, we better go slow for a bit.
Hard day, dear?
Yeah, you had a rotten day.
Music does sound nice, doesn't it?
Very nice.
For heaven's sake, Kathy, do you always have to play the piano when I get home?
Well, it's the only chance I have. I'm at the office all day.
So am I. I wish you'd.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, but it's probably a play.
I don't think it is a play.
What's the matter? Where are you going?
I want to see what that was.
Well, try another station.
This country.
Hey, have you seen my garters?
Button me up.
I said, have you seen my garters?
Just button me up and I'll find your garters.
All right.
Is that a radio show?
I don't know.
Here, let me see.
I wish you wouldn't leave apple cores in the ashtray. I hate the smell.
The devil is this?
On the coast of Coromandel, where the early pumpkins blow, in the middle of the woods lived the youngy-bongy beau. 2 old chairs and half a candle, 1 old jug without a handle.
Lord, that's
These
the Sweeney's
were all
nurse.
his
What?
Turn that thing off. Maybe they can hear us. That was Miss Armstrong, the Sweeney's nurse. She must be reading to the little girl. They live in 17B. I've talked to her in the park. I know her voice. We must be getting other people's apartments.
That's impossible.
Well, that was Sweeney's nurse. I know her voice. I know it very
All right, now,
well.
wait a minute.
Lady Jingly, sitting where the pumpkins blow.
Maybe they can hear
Come
us.
Be my
How can
wife. I'm tired of living singly on this
Hello?
coast so wild and singly.
Hello?
I'm a-weary of my life. If you'd come and be my wife,
I guess she
quite
can't hear us.
serene would
Try
be my
something
life.
else.
Right.
Eat some more sandwiches.
Oh, sure, I'd love some.
Those must be the Hutchinsons in 15B. I knew they were giving a party this afternoon. I saw her in the liquor store. Isn't this divine? Try something else.
All right, wait a
See if
minute,
you
wait
can
a
get
minute.
those people in 18C.
Fly, you know, and the other fellow's using salmon. 2 no trump.
Pass.
3 no trump.
Double.
And look at George in the grass skirt. Isn't that...
The Westcotts overheard that evening a monologue on salmon fishing in Canada, a bridge game, running comments on home movies, and a bitter family quarrel about an overdraft at the bank. They turned off the radio at midnight, went to bed, weak with laughter. Sometime in the night, their son began to call for a glass of water, and Irene got one and took it into his room. It was very early. From his window, all the lights in the neighborhood were extinguished. She went into the living room and turned on the radio.
Are you all right, darling?
Yeah, I'm all right, I guess. But you know, Charlie, I don't feel like myself anymore. Sometimes there are only, about 15 or 20 minutes in the week when I feel like myself. I don't like to go to another doctor. The doctor bills are so awful already, but I just don't feel like myself, Charlie. I just never feel like myself.
Oh, dear. How sad. How terribly sad.
The following morning, after her children and husband had been carried away in the elevator, she went into the living room and tried the radio again.
You are going to school this morning, my girl, and that's all there is to it. Look, we paid $800 to get you into that school, and you'll go if it kills you.
If you think he's so hot, why don't you just tell us?
Oh, sure. I can just see you. You'd like that, wouldn't you? That's what you're waiting for. You'd like me to do something like that. The kind of thing you've been doing.
Huh?
You think I don't know? You think I don't smell that perfume on you when you get home from work? Work! You think I haven't seen the lipstick on your handkerchief?
That's
You
the
look in
Johnsons.
my pockets again, I'll break your arm. Thanks for a lousy breakfast and indigestion. I may see you tonight and I may not.
Go on. Get out. Go on. Stay out all night.
Maybe I will.
Irene shifted the control and invaded the privacy of several breakfast tables. She overheard demonstrations of indigestion, love, abysmal vanity, faith, and despair. Her life was nearly as simple and sheltered as it appeared to be, and the forthright and sometimes brutal language that came from this loudspeaker the morning there astonished and troubled her. She continued to listen until her maid came in, and then she turned the radio off quickly, since this insight, she realized, was a furtive one. She had a luncheon date with a friend that day and didn't get home until after 2:30. For some reason, she felt strangely disturbed.
Hello.
Oh, hello, dear. I expected Miss Cummings.
No, she's out getting me some coffee, honey.
My, what an efficient secretary.
Something wrong?
No. You won't forget we're going out for dinner tonight.
No, I won't forget. Look, dear, I'm rather busy.
Oh, I'm sorry, dear.
No, that's all right.
Oh, the funniest thing.
What?
When I went out for lunch, there were some people in the apartment elevator. It was the funniest thing. I kept
Honey,
wondering...
will you tell me about it later? I haven't got time now. I'll see you about 7.
Now, don't give the best scotch to anyone who hasn't white hair. And see if you can get rid of that liver paste before you pass those hot things.
As the afternoon waned, the conversations increased in intensity. On her radio, she could hear the arrival of cocktail guests, the return of children and businessmen from their schools and offices. The voices swirled around her.
I found a good-sized diamond on the bathroom floor this morning. It must have fallen out of that bracelet Mrs. Dunstan was wearing last night.
Let me see it.
Here it is.
We'll sell it. We'll take it down to the jeweler on Madison Avenue and sell it. Well, Mrs. Dunstan won't know the difference, and we could use a couple of $100, I'll tell you.
No. How horrible.
Oranges and lemons, say the bells of St. Clemens. Halfpence and farthings, say the bells of St. Martin's. When will you pay me, say the bells at Old Bailey.
It's not a hat. It's not a hat. It's a love affair. Oh, that's what Walter Florell said. He said it's not a hat. It's a love affair.
Talk to somebody, honey. Talk to somebody. If she catches you standing here not talking to anyone, she'll take us off her invitation list, and I love these
I
parties.
hate these things. I think they stink.
I love them.
The Westcotts were going out for dinner, and when Jim came home, Irene was dressing. She seemed sad and vague, and he brought her a drink. They were dining with friends in the neighborhood, and they walked to where they were going. It was one of those splendid spring evenings that excite memory and desire. And the air that touched their hands and faces felt very soft. A Salvation Army band was on the corner playing.
They're really such nice people, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
They have such nice faces. Actually, they're so much nicer than a lot of people we know.
She took a bill out of her purse and walked over and dropped it into the tambourine. There was, in her face when she returned to her husband, a look of radiant melancholy that he was not familiar with. And her conduct at the dinner party seemed strange to him, too. she interrupted her hostess,
I don't agree with you. I think you're absolutely wrong. Completely wrong.
stared at people across the table from her with an intensity for which she would have punished her children. She waited that night until Jim had fallen asleep, and then went into the living room and turned on the radio.
Oh, I'm so tired. I'm absolutely dead.
Well, maybe if we could get home one night in the week before 1 o'clock, you wouldn't be so tired.
I know, but we had to go to the party.
The next day, she had a slight headache and didn't keep an appointment she had. At 2 o'clock, Jim called her from the office.
Everything all right?
Yes, I suppose so.
Aren't you feeling well?
I've got a bit of a headache.
Oh. What'd you find out about the car?
No, I didn't.
Well, I asked you to be sure to, honey. We won't get it until tomorrow now. Now, will you please call them right away and tell them I've got to have it by tomorrow?
Yes.
Irene, did you hear me?
I said yes.
What's the matter with you?
I've got a headache.
You've been listening to that radio all morning, haven't you? Now, look, fun's fun, but you're running it into the ground, honey. It's not good for you. Now, please, keep the thing off, will you?
All right.
You promise?
All right.
Jim came home at about 6 that night. Emma the maid let him in, and he had taken off his hat and was taking off his coat when Irene ran into the hall.
Go up to 16C, Jim.
What?
Don't take off your coat. Go up to 16C. Mr. Osborne's beating his wife. They've been quarreling since 4 o'clock, and now he's hitting her. Go up there and stop it.
Cut it out. Stop it. You don't have to listen to this sort of thing, you know. It's indecent. It's like looking in windows. You know you don't have to listen to this sort of thing. You can just turn it off.
Horrible. It's so dreadful. I've been listening all day.
Honey, why do you listen to it? Why? I bought the filthy thing to give you some pleasure. I paid a lot for it. I thought it might make you happy. I wanted to make you happy.
No, don't quarrel with me, please. Please. All the others have been quarreling all day. Everybody's quarreling. They're all worried about money. Mrs. Hutchinson's mother's dying in Florida, and they don't have enough money to send her to the Mayo Clinic. And Mrs. Melville has heart trouble, and some woman is playing around with the superintendent. It's disgusting. And Mr. Hendricks is going to lose his job. And that girl who plays the Missouri Waltz all the time. And Mr. Osborne beating Mrs. Osborne.
Irene, listen to me. Why do you have to turn it on? Why do you have to listen to that stuff? It makes you so miserable.
Don't. Life is too terrible. It's too sordid and too awful. But we've never been like that, have we, darling? Have we? I mean, we've always been good and decent and loving, haven't we? And we have 2 children. Beautiful children. Our lives aren't sordid, are they, darling? Are they? We're happy, aren't we? We are happy.
Of course we're happy, darling. Of course. Now, look, I'll have the fool radio fixed or taken away tomorrow. Come on. It's all right, honey. It's all right.
You love me, don't you? And we're not hypercritical or worried about money or dishonest, are we?
No. Darling, no.
A man came in the morning and fixed the radio. And Irene was happy to hear a recording of the Beethoven Ninth, including Schiller's Ode to Joy. She kept the radio on all day, and nothing untoward came from the speaker. Debussy's La Mer was being played when Jim came home, and they went into dinner. His face was pale, she thought.
I paid the bill for the radio today. It cost $400. I just hope you get some enjoyment out of it.
I'm sure I will, darling.
Well, $400 is a good deal more than I can afford. But I wanted to get something you'd enjoy. It's the last extravagance we'll be able to indulge ourselves in this year.
All right, dear, of course. I understand.
Maureen, by the way, I noticed you hadn't paid your clothing bills yet. I saw them on your dressing table.
Oh, I suppose I must have forgotten.
Well, why did you tell me you'd paid them? Why did you lie to me?
Oh, I just didn't want to worry you, Jim. I'll be able to pay my bills out of this month's allowance. There were slip covers last month from that party we had to give.
Well, you just got to learn to handle the money I give you a little more intelligently, Irene.
Yes, darling, I will. I really will.
You just got to understand that we won't have as much money this year as we had last, huh? I had a very sobering talk with Mitchell today. No one's buying anything. We're spending all our time promoting new issues, and you know how long that takes. I'm not getting any younger, you know. I'm 37, and I haven't done as well as I hoped I'd do. I don't suppose things will get any better.
Yes, dear.
We just got to start cutting down. Start thinking of the children. Perfectly frank with you, I worry about money a great deal. I'm not at all sure of the future. No one is. I've worked very hard to give you and the children a comfortable life, and I don't like to see all that energy wasted in fur coats, radios, and slipcovers.
Please, Jim, please, they'll hear us.
Who'll hear us? Emma can't hear us.
The radio.
Radio? I'm sick of it. I'm sick to death of you. That radio can't hear us. Nobody can hear us. And what if they can hear us? Who cares? Why are you so holier than thou all of a sudden? What's turned you overnight into a nice girl? You stole your mother's jewelry before they probated her will. You never gave your sister a cent of that money that was intended for her. Not even when she needed it.
Irene stood for a minute before the hideous radio, disgraced and sickened, but she held her hand on the switch before she extinguished the music, hoping that the instrument might speak to her kindly, that she might hear the Sweeney's nurse. And as she turned the dial, the voice on the radio was suave and noncommittal.
Buffalo. A fire in a hospital near Buffalo for the care of blind children was put out early this morning. There were several injuries, but no fatalities. And that's the news. The temperature downtown is 64. Humidity, 90. And now an interlude of music.
The CBS Radio Workshop has presented The Enormous Radio by John Cheever, produced and directed by Anthony Ellis. The script was adapted for radio by Mr. Ellis. The cast included William Conrad, Virginia Gregg, Stacey Harris, Eve McVeigh, Hans Conried, Charlotte Lawrence, Joseph Kearns, Paula Winslow, Herb Butterfield, Helen Klebe, George Walsh, and Irene Tedrow. Special effects were by Robert Chadwick, Bill James, and Clark Casey. This is Hugh Douglas inviting you to join us again next week when from New York we present a special production by the Helen Hayes drama group, Lovers, Villains, and Fools, with the famous actress as narrator. The title of the piece is derived from the three principal categories of character portrayals, which are basic equipment for which members of this theater group strive. The narration is written by Albert G. Miller. Special music has been composed and will be conducted by Alex Steinert. That's next week on the CBS Radio Workshop. How many people are there in a crowd of 10 million? Do you have any picture in your mind, or is that figure too overwhelming? Well, 10 million is more people than there are in Chicago, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles combined. And that's how many men, women, and children in our country are suffering from some form of mental illness. Yes, 10 million. Among that 10 million, maybe there's someone you know, a neighbor, friend, or a relative. So you see, mental illness is a problem that concerns us all. And that's why we are all being asked to give to our local mental health campaign to fight mental illness. The best weapon is research. Research to find out how to prevent mental illness. Your doctors can be helped by your dollars. They can learn enough to really lick this number one problem, mental illness. The victims of mental illness need your help desperately. Give to your local mental health campaign.
From 69 years ago, May 11th, 1956, The Enormous Radio, an episode of the CBS Radio Workshop, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Even back then, 1956, we had those issues of people always wanting to eavesdrop. You know, and then it evolved into the people watching violent things happen and not getting involved. Not calling police, not doing anything about it. You know, now you look at the internet today and it's almost as bad. Human nature sometimes is not very human. Next up on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, Herbert Marshall in The Man Called X.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Fred McMurray. Home shelters can be built for as little as $100. Simple plans for building inexpensive home shelters are available free from your Civil Defense office. Ask for a copy of the Family Fallout Shelter booklet.
Now we drop back a few more years, 74 years ago, to May 11th, 1951. Herbert Marshall in The Man Called X and the Elusive Countess from May 11th, 1951.
Herbert Marshall as The Man Called X. Wherever there is mystery, intrigue, romance, in all the strange and dangerous places of the world, there you will find The Man Called X. No matter what you now take for headache relief, we urge you to try Anacin for the incredibly fast relief these tablets bring the next time you're suffering from a headache. Now, the reason Anacin is so wonderfully fast-acting and effective is this. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people have received envelopes containing Anacin tablets from their own dentist or physician, and in this way discovered the incredibly fast relief Anacin brings from pains of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. So the next time a headache strikes, take Anacin for this wonderfully fast relief. Anacin, A-N-A-C-I-N. Anacin at any drug counter in handy boxes of 12 and 30. Economical family-size bottles of 50 and 100. It has been said many times, of course, that wherever there is danger in all the far-off places of the world, there you will find Ken Thurston, the Man Called X. And rare it is when Ken finds time to sleep even one night in his own Manhattan apartment. And rarer still when he sleeps there uninterrupted.
Ken Thurston speaking.
Mr. Thurston, you're home.
Oh, pig.
Only by living such a good, clean life do I get so lucky.
Oh, sure. What time is it anyway?
Well, here it's one time, there's some other. Who knows? Mr. X, you gotta help me.
Help you what? Why do I have to do it at 5 a.m.? So long, you. Call me later.
Mr. Thurston, wait.
Wait nothing. Go get some sleep.
But you don't understand. I just run into a dead man.
Oh, fine. Now get yourself a hotel room and sober up.
But it's true, Mr. X. He just got in from Honolulu, and I met him accidentally in San Francisco. And then he brought me down here, and you know who it is? It's George Korloff.
George Korloff? Oh, Korloff's been dead for 6 months.
That's what I told him. But he says he can explain the whole thing. Mr. Thurston, I'm scared. I think he's planning to give me the business.
Where are you calling from? Where are you now?
Who knows? It's a big house that belongs to somebody down here at...
Big on. Operator.
I'm sorry, sir. Your party has hung up.
Operator, this is Ken Thurston.
Oh, yes, Mr. Thurston.
Will you trace that call, please, and phone me at the bureau right away?
Well, when you come right down to it, Ken, there was never any actual proof that Korloff was killed in that plane.
I know, Chief. It was more a matter of reasonable assumption.
Right.
But the plane did crash at sea. There's no question of that. Wreckage washed up along the California coast for weeks afterward.
But apparently Korloff didn't crash with it. Unless you don't think Zellschmidt's trying to pull a fast one of some kind, Ken?
No, I don't think so. I'd say Korloff just outguessed us.
Well, we aren't the only ones he outguessed. Walked into that Los Angeles aircraft plant wearing a phony beard, handed them a forged letter, and flew off in their latest model test plane. Their top secret job.
Yeah, and he's been doing things like that for years, Chief. One of the slickest boys in the whole espionage business.
Well, at least he slipped up on that job.
Maybe.
Huh?
I got a hunch that plane crash was part of Korloff's plan. That it wasn't an accident.
But what could he gain by it, Ken? The plane itself was the only thing that... Hello? Yes, he's here. Just a second. It's for you, Ken.
Thanks, Chief. Ken Thurston speaking.
This is long-distance operator 74, Mr. Thurston. I have the report you requested on that call.
Yes?
The call was placed from the residence of a Countess de Grazia in Carmel, California.
Countess de Grazia, Carmel, California. Thanks very much, operator. Let's see, I can fly to San Francisco. I can hire a car there. Drive down to...
Ken, who's the Countess de Grazia?
I don't know. At the moment, she's apparently Pagon's hostess.
That's quite a house party. Zellschmidt and a dead man.
A former dead man, Chief. There's a big difference. Call you from Carmel. Well, here we are. Huh? Pagon. Locked. Well. Pagon. Well, shall I let you out, or would you rather beat the door open?
Mr. Thurston!
Just relax now. Well, so that's the game.
What's the good? Oh, we're out of here!
All right, just as soon as I disconnect this booby trap. There. Well, your friend, the Countess, seems to have some unusual ideas of hospitality.
Countess. Hey, Mr. X. The only one I saw was George, the double-crossing crook. He was supposed to pay me $500 to keep my mouth shut. I mean to, well...
You never were much good at blackmail, Pagon.
Mr. Thurston, I swear, but...
Never mind. So he lured you down here from San Francisco and then locked you in a broom closet. Where's he now?
Who knows? I haven't heard a sound for the last hour. I guess he...
Oh. Well, let's take a chance. Countess de Grazia residence?
Hello, is the Countess there?
Not at the moment, but I'm her business agent. Could I help you?
Why, yes, this is the Eureka Travel Agency. Would you tell the Countess that I have a reservation on the Lurline to Hawaii tonight?
I'd be happy to.
I'll have her ticket at the pier office. Oh, and the ship sails in 4 hours, you know.
Yes, I know. I'll tell her. Thanks a lot. Come on, Pagon. I got a car parked out in front.
Where are we going, Mr. Thurston?
Hawaii.
Oh, I'm fine now that... Hawaii? In a car?
We may. We don't get up to San Francisco before that ship sails.
The way I figured, Mr. Thurston, this Korloff guy just wanted everybody to think he was dead.
That's the way it figures.
You mean I'm right?
Well, you can't always be wrong. It's against the law of averages.
The only thing I can figure is why... Oops! Hey, are we trying to break a speed record or something?
No, we're trying to find out whether that car back there is following us. So, hold on.
Well, they're sure sticking to us tighter than a wet bathing suit.
I know. And I think it's the same car that was parked down the street from the
Mr.
Countess.
X, they're gonna pass us.
Wish I could get some speed out of this thing.
Look, there's a curve coming. They're crowding us. Crowding us. Crowding us.
Pagon. Pagon. Pagon, where are you?
Hello down there.
Hello. Can you come down and give us a hand?
Sure. Just let me get my first aid kit out of the truck.
Fine. Pagan. Pagan, can you hear me?
I saw your lights go over the bank. Stopped my truck as quick as I could. Is anybody hurt?
I'm all right. I guess my friend's knocked out. Here, help me lift him up.
Right. Okay. Now. The car passed me doing 80 or better. What did they do, sideswipe you?
I guess so. Happened pretty fast. Here, turn the light on his face.
Cut in the forehead. It's not bad. A compress will stop the bleeding. Here. Let me get one here.
One sure thing. We can always count on you boys in an emergency.
Well, when you spend most of your time on the road, you get used to helping people. Never know when you need help yourself. There. He'll be all right in a few minutes.
Are you heading towards San Francisco by any chance?
No, I'm going south. I'll take you as far as Salinas Junction, though.
Good, I can phone from there.
You, got an important date of some kind up in Frisco?
Oh, very important. It's with a countess and a dead man.
Huh?
We're sailing for Honolulu together, if I get there in time.
What?
Simply can't do a thing about it in spite of your credentials, Mr. Thurston. Ship sailed 20 minutes ago. That's that.
You know whether the Countess de Gracia was on board?
She was. I escorted her to her stateroom personally.
Did you arrange a reservation for a man named George Korloff?
No, only for the Countess. I wish I could help you, Mr. Thurston, but it's just too late. Ship's probably moving through the Golden Gate right at this minute.
Well, that's fate, Mr. Thurston. Maybe it's all for the best anyway. Those characters are pretty tough cookies. Let's go get some seafood, eh?
That's a good idea, Pagan. Only I'm having mine on board that ship.
But I just told you, Mr. Thurston.
Never mind. You know where I can charter a fast launch in a hurry?
Yes.
Good. Now, I'm going to put call through to New York on this phone. You use the other one there to get the Lurleen by radiophone. I'll talk to the purser if you can get him. Or if not, the captain. Now, hurry.
Mr. Thurston, you mean we got to climb all the way up to the deck on that little ladder?
Yeah, now wait, Pagan. Don't get caught between the launch and the side of the ship.
Wait till the launch rises with the swell, then grab the ladder, Mr. Thurston.
Right. Watch it, Pagan. Get ready. Here we go. So long, boys. Thanks for the lift.
I don't know why I didn't desert when we're still on dry land. Climbing up ladders in the middle of the ocean. People trying to kill us.
Oh, relax, Pagan. Now you'll have another chance to blackmail Korloff.
Hey, I never thought of that.
Here, let me give you a hand.
Thanks.
That's it.
Well, we seem to have quite a welcoming committee.
Well, it's a little unusual to break the schedule, slow down the ship, and take on passengers
I
at sea.
imagine, yeah.
But I've had radio calls from New York, Washington, the Maritime Bureau, even from the owners of the line.
Well, I pulled all the rank I could think of to get aboard, Purser.
Yes, sir. My name's Blake. I've arranged a pair of cabins for you, assigned your table, and... Oh, here's one of your table companions now.
I was afraid I would have to make myself obvious, Mr. Blake.
Countess, this is Mr. Ken Thurston, Countess de Gracia.
I've been looking forward to this, Countess.
Really? Well, I must say it is a little unexpected on my side.
Oh, you have to admit that neither of your two attempts was particularly clever.
Touché?
I didn't know that you had met.
Only indirectly, Mr. Blake.
Yes, and now that we do come face to face, we are outside the 12-mile limit. Fortunately.
Which means, of course, that we can make our own rules. Tell me, how's George?
Korloff? Oh, I think you are going to be a highly entertaining dinner companion, Mr. Thurston.
I'll try my best. Maybe we'll find we have a lot of things in common. Like airplanes and espionage, ghost stories and George. Oh, yes, especially George.
We will continue with The Man Called X in just a moment. No matter what you now take for headache relief, we urge you to try Anacin for the incredibly fast relief these tablets bring the next time you're suffering from a headache. Now, the reason Anacin is so wonderfully fast-acting and effective is this. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Thousands of people have received envelopes containing Anacin tablets from their own dentist or physician, and in this way discovered the incredibly fast relief Anacin brings from pains of headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. So the next time a headache strikes, take Anacin for this wonderfully fast relief. Anacin, A-N-A-C-I-N. Anacin at any drug counter in handy boxes of 12 and 30. Economical family-size bottles of 50 and 100. And now to continue with The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall with Leon Velasco as Pagan Zellschmidt. An international espionage agent named George Korloff, supposedly dead for 6 months, is seen in a San Francisco bar, and the resulting chase finally leads Ken Thurston to a cabin aboard a ship, now 1 day out of Honolulu. Also aboard is Korloff's confederate, the Countess de Grazia, but so far the quarry himself has not been found.
As far as I'm concerned, Mr. X, I don't even care if we never find that character.
Oh? What's happened to your enthusiasm, Pagan?
Enthusiasm? I've looked at passengers all week until I'm green in the face. And so what if I did find him? You wouldn't let me blackmail him anyhow.
So that was your reason for trailing him down to Carmel?
Well, why not? He's a crook.
No.
Yes, he is.
Now, we dock in Honolulu tomorrow, and as far as I've been able to find out, Korloff isn't on board. Why not?
Oh, don't ask me.
He admitted to you that he'd just come from Hawaii. And as soon as he talked to the Countess, she headed for there. Just doesn't make sense that he wouldn't go along with her.
Doesn't make sense to me either way, Mr. Thurston.
I don't think that stolen plane crashed accidentally. I think Korloff planned it that way. But why? And where does the Countess come into it? Why this trip to Honolulu? Unless
what, Mr. X?
It's a possibility. Let's see, the purser 272.
I wish I knew what you're talking about.
Hello, Mr. Blake? Ken Thurston. Say, I wonder if you can meet me in the baggage hold in 5 minutes. Yes, it may be very important. Goodbye.
Let's see now. The Countess de Grazia's baggage should be in cubicle 17 right here ahead of us, Mr. Thurston. Of course, she has a pair of wardrobe trunks and some other luggage with her in her cabin.
I know, and it'll be tough to get into it. I'm hoping we find something here.
Find what, Mr. Thurston?
I don't know, Pagan.
Oh, here we are. Now, her things are right against the bunker here, I believe. These 2 steamer trunks and this wooden case.
Well, the trunks could be legitimate. But this wooden case... Heavy, too, Mr. Blake. Have you got anything we'd use to pry the lid off?
Well, one of these steel cargo wedges ought to do the job. Don't say we, though, Mr. Thurston. My orders to cooperate only go so far.
Oh, thanks. Maybe a wild goose chase, but it's worth trying.
Oh, I wish somebody would tell me. What are we looking?
I did tell you, Pagan. I don't know. Well, let's see what the Countess is taking.
It looks awful complicated. Do you know what it is, Mr. Thurston?
Yeah, I know what it is. One of the latest models of the new robot stabilizer for jet fighter planes. A top military secret.
Well...
So that was Korloff's game.
What do you mean?
He wasn't after the whole plane, only this stabilizer. He must have taken it off, parachuted into the water with it, and left the plane to crash into the ocean. I wonder if the Countess owns a yacht.
As a matter of fact, she does, Mr. Thurston. I heard her discussing it with one of the other passengers a few evenings ago.
And she probably has a prospective buyer for this thing waiting in Honolulu. Only what's happened to her partner, Korloff?
Look, Mr. Thurston. This name on the outside of the case. Leo Bornlin, Honolulu.
Yeah, she's keeping herself covered. In case of trouble, she can claim she never saw the case before. I think I'd better find out a little more about the Countess.
Well, the ship's radio is yours, Mr. Thurston, anytime you want to use it.
Thanks. Meanwhile, I wonder if I could borrow about a dozen of those steel cargo wedges.
Well, champagne. They are going all out this evening.
Last night of the voyage, Countess, is the customary captain's dinner.
And the last one we shall have together, Mr. Thurston. I'm going to miss these delightful little conversational interludes.
Oh, I thought they'd been more like passages at arms.
But clever. And clever men are so rare. Why, I am sure you must have fathomed all of my darkest secrets by now.
No. I'm afraid you've beaten me there. I imagine you know much more about me than I know about you.
Well, I was born of impoverished but piously honest Ukrainian peasant stock.
Yes, and at the age of 2, you were kidnapped by a roving band of gypsies.
You have found out.
It was only after narrowly avoiding being sold in the slave market in Algiers that you decided to become a spy.
Oh, dear, I had no intention of telling that part.
And it was then that you adopted the name Countess de Grazia.
The Count was quite old and an awful bore. I poisoned him for his title.
Oh, of course.
Let that be a warning to you, Mr. Thurston.
The poison, you mean? Oh. I'm tasting the wine very carefully.
I'm sorry to bother you, Mr. Thurston, but I thought this radiogram might be important.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Bragg. Do you mind, Countess?
Not at all. Go right ahead.
Thanks. Well, excuse me.
What? Aren't we going to go on with my history, Mr. Thurston?
I don't think so. You see, it's quite unnecessary now. Good night.
I'm starved, Mr. Thurston. What a low-down trick to leave me here alone in this cabin for a whole hour and 10 minutes.
Well, we flipped a coin to see who ate first, Pagan.
I know, but...
Using your double-headed nickel.
Yes, but I thought I had the one with the double tails.
You didn't, though. Here it is.
Oh, a pickpocket. Mr. X, sometimes I think you're as bad as that Countess cookie.
No, I doubt that. And according to this radiogram, she's not a countess.
What do you mean?
That's only one of the aliases she uses. She manages to hold passports from 3 different countries. Been suspected of espionage over and over and never been convicted. Oh, well, you may as well go on down and eat, Pagan. I'll take care of the baby in the closet there.
Boy, you only have to tell me once. All the great food they got on this boat, the only chance I... Mr. Rex, door's locked.
I see. Well, back away from that porthole.
Hey, somebody shoved the nozzle some kind through the...
That's a live steam hose. Here, into this closet. Quick.
I don't get it, Mr. Thurston. What was the idea?
The idea was to scold us if we... Yeah, there it goes.
Steam. I knew I shouldn't have come to this boat.
Come on now, here. Help me stuff some clothes in the cracks along the door.
It's getting hot, Mr. Rex.
It's going to get hotter. We won't last 2 minutes in here unless...
It's too hot even to... Mr. Thurston, I think I'm...
Pagan, you may be lucky. It's hotter and hotter. Help! In here. Where?
Here they are. Now give me a hand. Right, sir. That's it. Drag them out into the air. Boy, it's hot in here. That's it. Now,
Mr. Thurston. Mr. Thurston, can you hear me?
That's you, Blake?
Yes. What happened, Mr. Thurston?
Somebody tried to boil us with a steam hose.
I can't understand it. Nobody but the crew would know where to find a hose, and then they...
The crew? Why, of course.
What?
I double-checked every passenger on board, but I didn't check the crew. Help me up, Mr. Blake. Let's go.
This is Mr. Hawkins, our chief engineer. Mr. Thurston, Charlie.
Oh, how do you do?
I told you about Mr. Thurston's authority.
Oh, yeah. Well, anything I can do to help.
Well, what we're doing is checking the crew, Charlie. We've pretty well covered the deck gang already. Looking for a man named Korloff.
Korloff? No, there's nobody by that name in my bunch.
Well, he's probably using an assumed name, Mr. Hawkins. In fact, how about Bornlin? Leo Bornlin.
Bornlin? Oh, yes. One of my oilers is named Bornlin.
Good.
He's working down there now on the number 2 injector pump. You want to talk to him?
If he's the right man, I want a good deal more than just a talk.
Oh, come on. I'll show you where he is. Oh, watch your step. These deck plates get kind of slippery with oil sometimes.
Oh, sure.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Thurston. He's not working in the galley. I looked over the whole bunch.
I think we found him, Pagon. He's the man here in the engine crew with a name the same as the one on that wooden case.
He ought to get life, trying to make a clam bake out of us.
Well, that's Bornlin yonder, bending over that pump slide.
That's him, Mr. Thurston. That's Korloff.
Yeah. Well, the rest of you better wait here.
Wait. He's seen us, Mr. Thurston.
Oh, look out. He's got a gun.
Korloff, drop it.
I'll drop it!
Get back, all of you. Korloff, stop.
Oh, he's running around behind that pump.
Yeah. Korloff, drop that gun.
Oh, right into the slide valve.
Come on.
Oh, that pump, Mr. Thurston. Look, it didn't even slow down.
Sure. Let's go on deck and get some fresh air.
Boy, what a night, Mr. X. 1,000,000 stars.
For once, you didn't make an overstatement.
Hey, what's that glow in the sky? Way up ahead there.
Honolulu, I imagine. They're due to dock at midnight.
Oh, so that's why there's parties going on all over the ship. Hey, maybe we're to go and celebrate too, Mr. Thurston.
Some other time, Peg, huh?
Oh, cheer up, Mr. X. Everything's solved now. And so what if that Korloff's dead? He had it coming. And that phony Countess. Hey, what are you going to do about her?
Nothing.
Nothing? You mean you're not going to run her in?
It wouldn't do any good. I've got no evidence on her. She's beaten a lot tougher cases than this.
Oh, but you can't just let her get away.
Oh, I doubt very much she'll get away, Pagan. 10 to 1 she has a buyer for that stabilizer waiting for in Honolulu.
Well, maybe so.
She'll collect a good deal of money from him.
Yeah, well,
and
sure.
when he opens that wooden case and finds there's nothing in it but steel cargo wedges, well, I think he might be a little vindictive.
Yeah, I see what you mean. And in the meantime, we take the real stabilizer back to United States.
The real stabilizer, huh? Oh, it's a valuable piece of military equipment, all right. And it's a good thing it didn't fall into the wrong hands. But the way this shaky world goes wobbling around off balance, I don't think the real stabilizer has been invented yet. Now, there would be a cause for celebration.
Our star, Mr. Herbert Marshall, will return in just a moment. If you suffer from pains or headaches, neuritis or neuralgia, you should discover what many thousands have known for years, that Anacin brings incredibly fast, effective relief. Anacin is like a doctor's prescription. That is, Anacin contains not just one, but a combination of medically proven active ingredients in easy-to-take tablet form. Probably at some time you've received an envelope containing Anacin tablets from your physician or dentist. Thousands of people have been introduced to Anacin this way. Try Anacin yourself the next time you suffer from the pains of a headache, neuritis, or neuralgia. You'll be delighted at how quickly relief can come. Anacin is spelled A-N-A-C-I-N. Your druggist has Anacin in handy boxes of 12 and 30 tablets and economical family-size bottles of 50 and 100 for your medicine cabinet. Ask for Anacin today. Now, here is our star, Mr. Herbert Marshall.
Thanks for being with us. Those you heard in tonight's cast were Joan Banks, Will Wright, Peter Leeds, George Neese, Harry Lang, and Carlton Young. There's enough intrigue in next week's story to fill a book, and Ken finds himself right in the middle of it. And flat on his back, as usual, will be Leon Belasco as Pagon Zellschmidt. So join us, won't you, when next I return as the man called X. Good night.
The Man Called X, starring Herbert Marshall with Leon Belasco as the crazy sidekick, Pagon Zellschmidt. Pagon gave the show a totally different buzz as most spy dramas, dangerous cases, exotic locations around the world, not dissimilar to Dangerous Assignment, although this one I found really delightful. 1944 to 1952 is when the show ran. There was also a 39-week television version of The Man Called X, and it starred Barry Sullivan playing Thurston. There was no Leon Bellschmidt in this one, but it was a 39-week program created by Ziff, and it didn't make a profit. It was sold in more than 100 markets, but they only did 39 episodes of the show. And interestingly enough, The Man Called X was not only aired in the United States. Procter & Gamble sponsored broadcasts of the series in Venezuela and Mexico. Herbert Marshall, The Man Called X, here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Coming up on tomorrow's program, we'll get back to humor for a Monday with episodes of Marie Wilson as My Friend Irma, as Irma goes on a picnic. Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life, and the secret word will be house. Bob Hope with his guest Peter Lorre, and they do their own version of Inner Sanctum, and another episode of the CBS Radio Workshop. Not so much comedy, but I think this show always makes me think. And rather than air another comedy, this one has enough dark satire and humor in it to think of what might happen, a future that might never be. It's from 1957, 68 years ago, The Long Way Home. And we'll wrap it all up with another episode of Lum and Abner. This is going to get interesting here as we move out of the Diogenes storyline into more stuff. We'll talk about some more of the shows coming up this week a little bit later on. But first, we're going to drop way back, way back. Chris Berman's birthday made me think of that. And an episode of The Mysterious Traveler from 3/4 of a century ago, I Won't Die Alone.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Joni James. After nuclear attack, while radioactive fallout will be a potential threat to every living thing. You can't hear, or smell, or taste fallout. Often you can't see it, so you must take shelter and stay there until told it's safe to leave.
I am learning less and less to trust my memory and rely on a little bit of AI, because I swore that Joni James recorded The Wayward Wind, but that was Gogi Grant. She had, though Joni James had 6 big hit records between 1952 and 1959, including a version of Your Cheatin' Heart, and I guess her biggest hit was Why Don't You Believe Me back in 1952. But she also did the 1955 hit number 2 with How Important Can It Be, and a lot of these stuff. She didn't really have any big hit records after 1955. Her last real big hit was There Must Be a Way in 1959, and that was about it. So there you go. But she sure sounded nervous. That's one of the things I note about these. Some of these people really sound nervous when they do these. Some people just boom right there, and she's kind of shaky thinking about nuclear attack. The Mysterious Traveler was an 8-9 season show on Mutual, 1943 to 1952. A mix of crime drama, mystery, science fiction, and fantasy. Of course, Robert A. Arthur and David Kogan specialized in mystery and fantasy stories. And they did that well. Maurice Tarplin, the narrator. And it won some awards, too. It won 3 times the Edgar Award for Best Radio Drama. but not many of them are around. That's why sometimes we don't air as many of them as I would like. Only 75 of the estimated 370 episodes are available today in circulation. They survive. Of course, that always changes because we occasionally, some people will find a rare program that pops up from hither, thither, and yon, especially from places like Mutual, where not a lot of them existed from the network, and a lot of these shows, like The Mysterious Traveler, was never sponsored. So, there was no sponsor to ship the shows off to. That's why we have so many Fibber, McGee, and Molly shows, because Johnson Wax kept a lot of those transcriptions. And not so many of the shows from Reynolds Aluminum and Pet Milk have survived. But amazingly, we have all of the almost all of the 15-minute shows from the tail end of the Fibber, McGee, and Molly reign, from 54 through 56. Okay, keeping the mind active today. This episode of The Mysterious Traveler goes back 77 years, May 11th, 1948, and the episode is entitled, I Won't Die Alone.
Mutual presents The Mysterious Traveler. This is The Mysterious Traveler, inviting you to join me on another journey into the realm of the strange and the terrifying. I hope you will enjoy the trip, and it will thrill you a little and chill you a little. So settle back, get a good grip on your nerves, and be comfortable if you can, as you hear the story I call I Won't Die Alone. Our story begins in 1931. Two young men are speeding along in a car on a lonely West Virginia road at 70 miles an hour. There's a tight, tense look on the face of the driver, Steve Martin, as he takes the curves on the road without slowing down. His companion, Chuck Williams, wipes the perspiration from his face with trembling hands. He turns and watches the road behind fearfully, now and then glancing at Steve's face for reassurance.
Turn on the radio, Chuck. Let's see if they got an alarm out yet.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, what do you think our chances are, Steve?
Hard to say. All depends on how fast the cops spread the word.
The two men robbed the Third National Bank of Louisburg of over $250,000 shortly before closing time. Word has just been received that the two bank robbers are now driving east on Highway 6B towards the Allegheny Mountains.
That's not good.
State Police Car 9 take up position at junction of Highway 11A and River Road.
They're moving fast.
State Police Car 10 take up position at junction of Highway 3 and Highway 6B.
Steve, Highway 6B, we're on it.
Yeah.
That is all. Stand by for further orders.
Steve, you gotta turn back. We're headed for a trap.
Take it easy, will you? There's still a chance. 20 miles ahead, there's a small dirt road that'll detour us right around them.
20 miles? We'll never make it, Steve. Isn't there any other road we can turn off on?
No.
Are you sure?
I was born in these parts. I know every inch of the country.
Steve, let's ditch the car and cut toward the mountains on foot.
Are you crazy? It's 40 miles to the mountains. We'd never make it walking. We've got to keep driving. It's our only chance.
We'll run right into that trap, I tell you. They'll be waiting with Tommy guns. We'll be dead pigeons.
Okay, then we'll be dead pigeons.
I'd give up my share to haul right now to be out of this. You gotta get me out of this, Steve. You gotta.
Oh, shut up.
Look, Steve, if you were to let me out of the car and keep on going yourself, I might be able to get away. The cops would be so busy chasing you, I'd be able to give them the slip.
You lousy rat.
Now, look at it my way, Steve. There ain't no use both our getting caught. That don't make sense.
You're great when it comes to sharing the dough, but when the heat's on, you want out.
Yeah, but I'm willing to pay for you can keep my share of the bank call. Now, that's fair enough, ain't it? Huh?
What the good that dought'll do me if I get caught, but I'm sick of hearing you whine. All right, it's a deal. If I get through, the dough's all mine. If I don't, well, I don't.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks. I'll never forget this.
Come on, get out.
Which way do I go, Steve?
Head across the fields until you hit a small stream. Then head upstream for about 6 miles. There's a railroad water tower there. You ought to be able to hop a freight.
Thanks, Steve. I'll be seeing you.
Yeah. So long, Chuck.
Flo, where are you?
I'm here, Chuck. I was wondering when you'd show up. See by the paper they got Steve.
Yeah. Hey, let me see that paper. It says here they caught him yesterday afternoon at 5. An hour after I left him.
What'd you do, run out on him?
No, I didn't run out on him. I just played it smart. What are you looking at me like that for? There wasn't no sense in both our being caught, was there?
No, I guess not. Where's the dough?
What dough?
The $254,000 you got in the bank job.
Steve had the dough.
What? Look what it says there in the paper.
Huh?
Go ahead, read it.
Martin, when captured, told police he knew nothing about the stolen bank money. Police believe that Martin's unknown companion escaped with the loot. But I didn't, Flo. I didn't. Steve had that dough when I left him.
Then why didn't the police find it when they caught him?
There's only one answer. Steve stopped and hid the dough someplace before they got him.
Yeah, that must be it. Steve's too smart to risk being caught and having all that dough taken away from him. Poor guy. They'll probably throw the book at him.
Where you been so long? What happened at the trial?
They give him 25 years.
25 years?
Mm-hmm.
How did he take it?
He didn't bat an eye.
Maybe he'll think things over and squeal on
Oh,
me.
stop sniffling, will you? Steve isn't the kind of a guy to do anything like that.
Yeah, sure. Why should he want to squeal on me? Besides, if he did, the cops would find out that I didn't have the bank, though. That it's Steve who got it. He wouldn't want that to happen. Sure. Why, with good behavior, he'll be out in 18 or 19 years. Then he'll have all that dough hid.
I'd rather have the 18 or 19 years than the dough. Well, it's been nice knowing you, Chuck.
Wait a minute, Flo, don't go.
What?
Why not stick around? We'd make a good team. We don't need Steve.
We don't, huh? And just what would I get sticking around? You haven't got brain, muscle, or dough. What's the attraction?
Listen, Flo, stick with me and I'll get dough. I've always gotten what I wanted in the end.
Without Steve, you haven't got a chance. He had all the brains, all the guts.
Yeah, and what did it get him? You notice I ain't behind bars. And I'll get that big dough yet.
3 cheers. When you do, look me up.
17 years passed. 17 years in which earth-shaking events took place. With the passing of time, Steve Martin became just a memory to Chuck Williams and Flo Duval. During the 30s, Chuck struggled desperately to make money in a half-dozen petty rackets, but failed miserably. However, with the coming of the war, his luck changed, and in the years that followed, he thrived on the black market. And with his newfound wealth, he was able to win Flo Duval. 1948 found Chuck Williams a happy, prosperous citizen without a care in the world.
How many times have I told you to knock before you come into this office?
Look, Napoleon, save that big shot stuff for your stooges.
Same old Flo. I guess that's what I like about you, baby.
Yeah, I'll bet. Well, you've got that superior look on your face again. Who are you planning to knife now?
I just got word that our old pal, Steve, is getting out of prison tomorrow.
Steve Martin?
The one and only. Been 17 years now. It's a long time.
Yeah.
Think I'll drive down to the prison, be there when Steve gets out.
What for? You haven't bothered to write or visit him since the day he was sent up?
I know. But, there's a matter of unfinished business between the two of us.
Unfinished business?
Yeah. To be exact, $254,000.
You mean you're going after that dough that Steve has stashed away?
That's just what I mean.
But you gave up your share of that bank dough the day you and Steve separated.
Man can always change his mind.
Chuck, leave Steve alone. That money by rights is his. He paid 17 years for it. Besides, you don't need it. You got more dough than that already.
Maybe so, but that isn't going to stop me from getting that $254,000. And you ought to know by this time I always get what I go after. I got you, didn't I, baby, huh? And remember, baby, when those gates open and Steve comes out, let me do the talking.
Don't worry, I will. I don't want any part of this dirty deal.
Relax, baby, relax. When I get that 254 G's, I'll buy you a fancy diamond bracelet. Then you'll feel better.
Hey, boss, they're opening the gate. Is that him?
No. Steve's twice as big as that guy.
Chuck, that is Steve.
Can't be. That guy looks at least 6. You're right. It is Steve. Stay in the car. Hey, Steve. Steve, over here. What's the matter? Don't you remember an old pal?
Oh, Chuck. Well, I didn't recognize you at first.
Well, in here, pal.
Yeah. I guess I'm kind of surprised to see you after all these years.
Well, I've been living in South America most of the time. Only got back a year ago. I know I should have written you, but I never was any good at that.
Boy, yeah, sure smells better out here.
Come on. Let's get in my car. I got a surprise for you.
Huh? Surprise?
Yeah. You remember Flo Duval, don't you? Well, here she is.
Hello, Steve.
Hello, Flo. Hey, it's nice seeing you again.
Come on, Steve, get in. We're driving you to town.
Thanks, Chuck.
Okay, Felix, back to town.
Right, boss.
You don't look well, Steve.
It's just this prison parlor, Flo. And 17 years.
Well, that's all behind you now, Steve. A few weeks of good rest and good food. You'll be a new man.
I'd like to believe that.
Just take my word for it. I'm never wrong.
Well, you seem to have done all right, Chuck.
Yeah, not bad. I own a nightclub, a bowling alley, used car business, a couple of apartment houses. I can't complain.
I'm glad to hear it.
And I'm not forgetting an old pal either. Now, Flo and me want you to come and stay with us until you get on your feet. You know, a house guest.
I'd rather not, Chuck. I don't want to put you out.
Put me out? Ha! Listen to the guy. Well, we got suite servants, everything. Steve, I just won't take no for an answer.
A week passed, then 2 weeks, during which Steve Martin did little other than eat and sleep and take long walks. Chuck Williams played the role of the gracious host to perfection, and his guests lacked nothing in the way of comfort. So concerned was Chuck with his guests' welfare that he always knew exactly where Steve was and what he was doing. Then one day, as Chuck had known it would happen, Steve came into his office for a private chat.
Hey, you busy, Chuck?
No. Have a seat, Steve.
Thanks.
What's on your mind?
Well, while I was doing time, my old man died and left me a small farm in West Virginia. That's where I was born and raised, you know.
Yeah, I remember you telling me.
Well, I'm going back to the old farmhouse and settle down there for a while.
I see. Well, anything you say, Steve. Only let's keep in touch, huh?
Yeah, sure thing, Chuck.
When are you thinking of leaving?
Tomorrow morning.
Well, that's soon, huh? Well, we'll have to have a little farewell party tonight, okay?
Yeah, fine. I'll see you later.
Right you are. Felix, come in here.
What's up, boss?
My pal, Steve, is getting ready to make his move.
Guess he can't wait no longer to get his hands on that dough.
Looks that way. He's leaving tomorrow morning for a small farm he's got in West Virginia.
West Virginia, huh?
Yeah. Farmhouse can't be more than 30 or 40 miles from where he stashed the dough.
Is there any chance he might have hidden it on the farm?
Nah. Cops caught him before he got that far. He hid that dough someplace off Highway 6B.
How many of the boys you want me to take along?
Take 4. I don't want any slip-ups. Watch him day and night, and without being seen.
Just leave it to me.
Sooner or later, he'll lead you to the dough. And when he does, well, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay, then. You better start packing.
The next morning, when Steve Martin took a train for West Virginia, two very inconspicuous men were seated at the other end of the coach he was riding in. They watched him get off the train at an all but deserted station in West Virginia, but made no move to follow him. As the train started off, Steve hired a car to take him to the farm he'd inherited. It was dusk when he finally reached the deserted farmhouse. On a heavily wooded hill 100 yards away, Felix and a companion watched through field glasses as Steve lit a fire in the farmhouse and prepared to settle down for the night. In the days and nights that followed, Felix and his men took turns watching Steve Martin's every action. And every evening, Felix would phone Chuck Williams and report that Steve hadn't made a move as yet.
How many times have I told you to knock before coming into this office?
What's the matter, Napoleon? Aren't things working out?
I've told you to lay off that Napoleon stuff. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
That must be Felix. Hello?
Hello, boss. Felix.
Well, what's happening?
Nothing. He still hasn't made a move. All he does is fish and read.
What about visitors?
He hasn't seen anyone since the day he got here.
Are you sure he didn't give you the slip during the night and get the dough?
Not a chance. I got two boys watching the house at night.
Well, maybe he knows he's being watched, and that's why he hasn't tried anything.
I'd bet my last buck he hasn't spotted us.
Nothing ever goes right unless I'm running the show. I'm leaving tonight for West Virginia. I'll see you in the morning.
Okay, boss. I'll be expecting you.
That's a farmhouse down there, boss. Look through the field glasses. You can see it just like you were standing in the front yard.
He's sitting on the porch reading.
Yeah, reading and fishing is all he does. He hasn't been more than a couple of 100 yards away from the house since he got here.
Well, he must have spotted you. That must be the reason he hasn't made a move.
How could he have spotted us? You can see how careful we've been.
Well, I'll wait a couple more days. See what happens. If he doesn't move soon, I'll have to think of something else.
Leaving Felix to continue his watch over the farmhouse, Chuck returned to the village and registered at the village inn. The hours that followed dragged interminably, and the hatred that Chuck felt for Steve Martin grew with each passing hour. In the evening, Felix drove into the village and reported that nothing new had occurred. 4 more fruitless days went by. Chuck Williams was unable to contain his fury any longer. He got into his car and drove to within a half-mile of the farmhouse, then walked the rest of the way to where Felix and his men were hidden on the hill.
Boss, what are you doing here?
I got tired of waiting.
You better get down, boss, or Steve Martin's liable to spot you.
Forget that. We're through playing a waiting game. We're going to move in on him.
Move in on him?
Yeah. Maybe after a light workout, my pal Steve will be willing to tell me where he stashed the dough.
That sounds more like it. I never did go for this cat and mouse game.
Before we're through with him, he'll be begging to tell us what he knows. Hello, Steve. Got lonesome for you. Decided to pay you a call.
I thought you'd get around to it sooner or later.
You don't sound very glad to see me. That's a fine way to act towards a pal who was your host for the last 3 weeks. Didn't I treat you right?
Yeah. That's what made me figure I hadn't seen the last of you. What do you want?
I'll give you one guess.
I haven't got it.
I know you haven't, but you know where it is.
So what? That money belongs to me, not you.
That's where you're wrong, pal. That dough belongs to the guy strong enough to get it. That's me.
Okay, then you go ahead and get it.
Should I let him have it, boss?
That's not up to me, Felix. That's up to Steve. Well, pal, you gonna dig up that dough for me?
No.
You're not as smart as you used to be. You know I'll get what I want in the end.
I wouldn't count on it.
Okay, Felix. I guess it's up to you and Slim now.
Hell talk. Won't you, pal? That's it, pal. Try getting on your feet. Here, let me help you.
How is he, Felix?
It's out cold, boss.
He always did have a stepping streak. You think in his condition he couldn't take all that punishment?
We give him any more, he's liable to kick off.
Sure?
Yeah, he's already got a couple of busted ribs, and that beating around the head didn't help any.
We gotta make him talk. We gotta.
You have to figure out some other way.
Throw some water in his face.
Okay. Come to, boss.
Prop him up in that chair.
Come on, you. There.
Steve, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Felix here wants to try the water treatment.
Water treatment?
Yeah. Now, why don't you play it smart and tell me where you hid that dough? Won't talk, huh? Okay, Felix.
Wait, I'll talk.
Well, it's more like it. Where is it?
You could never find it alone. I'll have to take you to it. Just you and me.
What's the matter with Felix coming along?
Just you and me.
Okay, pal, okay. Only I'm wondering if you're in condition to make it. Hey, Felix.
Yeah, boss.
Give him a few drinks, try to fix him up.
Right.
As soon as you've done that, Steve and me will be on our way.
An hour later, Steve, with the assistance of Felix, tottered to Chuck Williams' car and got in the front seat. Chuck slid behind the wheel and started the motor. As he drove off, he waved to Felix triumphantly. In a few minutes, the farmhouse had faded from view. Steve, huddled in a corner of the front seat, fought to keep from crying out every time the car hit rut in the road. Now and then, he opened his pain-filled eyes to look out the window. Chuck watched him with satisfaction as he drove.
How much further is it?
You drive about 5 miles until you reach a small gravel road where you'll see a big sign saying the Devil's Caverns. You turn right there and go 2 miles.
The Devil's Caverns? What are they?
They're a big tourist attraction in these parts during the summer. Hundreds of huge underground caverns that run for miles in all directions.
You mean that's where you stashed the dough?
Yeah. It's the best place in the world.
How do you know you'll be able to find it again?
I know every inch of the caverns. When I was a kid, my old man worked as a tourist guide there. I learned my way around from him.
Okay. But you better find that dough. I'm warning you.
I'll find it. Now, you should be reaching the gravel road in a couple of minutes. Turn right, then it's 2 miles to the Devil's Caverns. This is it. Park the car in that shed over there.
Place sure looks deserted.
Well, no one ever comes here until June.
Is that the entrance to the caverns? That door set in the rock?
Yeah. You'll have to shoot the lock off the door.
Is this okay?
Yeah. No one will ever be able to spot the car here.
But you said no one comes here until June.
No one does. Why take chances? We'll need a flashlight.
I got one. Come out this way. And if you're thinking of any tricks, don't. Remember, I got this gun, and you're in no condition to try anything.
Yeah, you saw to that.
How come you didn't hide out here when the cops were after you?
Well, there wasn't any place to hide the car. Shed wasn't here 17 years ago.
Tough. Never saw such a lonely-looking place.
Yeah. Well, you ought to be able to blow this padlock off with one shot.
You better stand over there. Yeah, that does it. How much further is it? Seems like we've been walking an hour already.
It's right up ahead.
Sure you can find your way out again? All these cabins look alike to me.
Yeah, I know the way out.
Sure is damp in here. Hey, what was that?
Oh, probably just a rat running past you. Place is full of them.
Seems to me it's taken a long time to find that place where you hid the dough. If you're trying anything,
Here's where it is. I'll hold the flashlight a little higher. That's it. I hid the suitcase behind this rock.
Got it?
No, not yet. Here it is.
Yeah, that's it. That's it, all right. I can still recognize it. Open it up.
Well, there's the dough.
Yeah. Still in the bank wrappers. Look at it. Over $250,000. What's so funny? Answer me.
So you're the guy who always gets what he goes after in the end, huh?
Yeah, now I got the dough. And I'm asking you again, what's so funny?
Look at the money. Go ahead, look at it.
I'm looking. What about it?
Yeah, you're looking, mastermind, but you don't see. All those bills are goldbacks.
Goldbacks?
Yeah, that's right. In 1933, the government called in all goldbacks. That's how the kidnapper Bruno Hauptmann got caught, trying to pass goldbacks after the government had called him in.
You mean that dough is no good?
That's just what I mean. You try passing any of that dough and you'll end up doing time.
You've known all along that dough was no good?
Ever since 1933. Knowing it was worthless, I never intended coming here for it. But you made me.
I ought to let you have it, you rat, for leading me on like this.
Well, why don't you?
Come on, pick up that suitcase. Let's get out of here.
Oh, wait a minute. I forgot to tell you, Chuck.
Tell me what?
I'm staying here.
You're staying here?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, look, I've had enough out of you. Start leading the way out.
I guess you didn't understand. I said I'm staying here.
Get going or you'll get it right between the eyes.
That doesn't scare me. You see, Chuck, there was something else I didn't tell you.
Something else?
Yeah. I didn't get out of prison on good behavior. I got out because the doctor said I was going to die in 3 months.
You're going to die? In 3 months?
Yeah, that's right. I thought I'd die peacefully on my farm. Only you wouldn't let me do that. So I've decided to die here. With you, as company.
Steve, you can't do that. You can't do that, Steve. You got to get me out of here. You got it.
I don't have to do anything I don't want to.
But get me out of here, Steve. I'll make it worth your while. I got dough. I got lots of dough.
It's too bad you won't be able to take it with you.
Steve, I'll give you 100 G's. 200 G's if you get me out of here.
It's not going to be tough for me to die, because I only got 3 months anyway. But I'm going to enjoy watching you. You're going to get weaker and weaker as you plead with me to lead you out of here. Then you're going to get desperate and try to find a way out by yourself. But you'll never make it. You'll go wandering from one cabin to another, and then in the end, you'll probably wander back here to find me dead. And your flashlight's going to go out. You'll be all alone in the dark with the rats and the bats.
Oh, stop it! Stop it or I'll shoot!
And as you go weaker, the rats are going to close in on you before you know it.
Steve. Steve. I didn't mean it. Well, you made me. Steve, say something. He's dead. He's dead. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. Help! Help! Help!
This is the mysterious traveler again. Did you enjoy our little trip? What happened to Chuck Williams? Oh, the poor fellow was found dead a month later when the cabins were opened for the summer tourist trade. Seems Chuck had wandered from cabin to cabin without being able to find his way out. Evidently, he'd gone mad in his last hours, for he was found with his pockets stuffed full of bills. Goldbacks. Now, I recall another case in which two ghosts came face to face, only to discover that... Oh, you have to get off now. I'm sorry. But I'm sure we'll meet again. I take this same train every week at this time.
You have just heard The Mysterious Traveler, a series of dramas of the strange and terrifying. In tonight's story, all characters were fictional, and any resemblance to the name of an actual person, living or dead, was purely coincidental. In the cast were Maurice Tarplin, Joe Julian, Art Carney, Elspeth Eric, and Alan Manson. Original music was played by Paul Taubman. The Mysterious Traveler is written, produced, and directed by Robert J. Arthur and David Kogan. Listen next week to a tale titled
Death Writes a Letter.
Another strange and suspenseful tale of the mysterious traveler. Don't miss the chilling tale titled 7 Casks of Death, written by Maurice Tarplin, your mysterious traveler, which appears in the current issue of Dime Mystery Magazine, now on sale at your local newsstand. This program has come to you from New York. Another program of dramatic action will follow in just a minute. Stay tuned to the station for Official Detective. Carl Caruso speaking. This is the Mutual Broadcasting System.
Yep, can you believe Art Carney playing a spooky role like that? But he did a lot of that in radio. He was a wonderful mimic over the years, and if you've seen some of the stuff that he's talked about over the years, he really did a lot of that great stuff. He did. Can you believe that mean, vicious crook was Ed Norton? Oh, my goodness. Visit our webpage at classicradio.stream. That's classicradio.stream. Coming up next, an episode of Lights Out, starring a lady who is best known for, probably, or maybe not best known, but she played an evil role in a 1970s classic that was horror.
Listen and learn through civil defense. This is Johnny Cash. I'd like all of you to remember that America can withstand enemy attack if we support the emergency plans of our community and learn to help ourselves. Make sure you're prepared. Contact your local civil defense office today.
You might not expect that somebody who Orson Welles called the world's greatest living radio actress would perform a role that would be heard worldwide and never really got credited for it. But she did. The wonderful Mercedes McCambridge won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress for her screen debut role in the 1949 motion picture All the King's Men. She was a part of Wells's troupe over the years, and she was wonderful, a great radio actress. We lost her in 2004. But you may not know this. She was the voice for the demon in the 1973 motion picture The Exorcist. Listen as we hear an episode of Lights Out, Arch Oboler's greatest stuff. I mean, it's wonderful. Oboler doing this production 87 years ago, May 11th, 1938, and the episode entitled It Happened.
Lights out, everybody. Her name was Jean. You will hear not only the voice in her throat as she speaks, but also the voice in her mind as she thinks.
This way, girls, this way. We're going to visit the Louvre now. A treasure house of culture, the very pearl of your visit to Paris. Now come this way, girls, this way.
This way, girls, this way. Prune-faced old maid. Makes me sick. Who cares about the lewd and scummy pictures and junk like that? Fun. I want fun.
Now, Jean Taylor, why do you always lag behind? You know that makes my task of shepherding you girls infinitely more difficult.
Do I have to be shepherded? Do I look like a sheep?
Now, Jean, my dear, please don't take that attitude again. Your father...
My father. What does my father understand about me?
Now, Jean...
What does anybody understand about a girl like me?
My dear child, for 20 years I've conducted young ladies...
For 20 years you've been a pain in the neck.
Jean Taylor.
A pain in the neck, that's what you are. Here we have the Mona Lisa. She's got a pan like a hunk of cheese. Culture, girls. Culture.
Jean Taylor.
You make me sick.
Jean Taylor, how could...
Oh, don't pop up like that. You'll blow something.
Cable. A cable to your father.
Go ahead, cable him, send for him. Who cares? What good's Paris if I don't get any fun out of it? You dried up prune.
I've never been talked to like this in all my life.
Well, that's what you are, a prune. A little dried up prune.
The
other girls make me as sick as you make me sick. Fun's what I want. And neither you nor my father nor anybody else is going to stop me from having it.
Now I understand how you broke your mother's heart.
Oh, cut it out. That tune's made me sing in the choir long enough. I'm sick of it. Money's for fun, and life's for fun. I'm young. My father's got plenty of what it takes. So starting right now, the devil with sculptures and paintings and all your culture. This is Paris. And I'm going to have fun. And I'm starting right now.
Jean, come back here. Jean, come back here.
Chasing after me. Never catch up with me. Dried old prune. Fun. Paris full of fun. Free now. Yeah, I'm free now. Until she Gable's father. Get all the fun I can while I'm free. Nobody knows me here. Get away with anything. Old prune face. Lost in the crowd. Oh, this is swell being alone. Man looking at me. Oh, if I could only talk French. Fun. I gotta have fun. Step over to the window. Stand there looking in. Someone might talk to me. Someone might.
I beg your pardon. Do forgive me for startling you.
I'm not startled.
Aren't you Jean Taylor from New York?
Oh, yes, I am.
This is a coincidence. Sam Edwards, the name.
I know you?
Not exactly. I know your father.
Oh.
He often spoke to me of you. His favorite daughter, aren't you?
Am I?
I get it. Sort of holds you down, doesn't he?
You mean he tries to?
Well, I can see he isn't very successful now, is he?
Oh, I do all right.
Alone?
Certainly.
Going someplace in particular?
Why?
Why not go places with me?
Then to my father's.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
I wish you would say something. For instance, that you'd like to have me show you Paris. The real Paris.
Real Paris?
Of course. The Paris the tourists never get to see. The Paris you read about. A living, lusty Paris. You go with me?
Oh, mister, I'd love it.
Excellent. Shall we go?
You really mean the real Paris?
Pure and unadulterated. And not so pure.
Mister, you're the answer to a maiden's prayer.
Yeah. Not much further.
Kind of a funny street, isn't it?
The real Paris.
I hope.
And here we are. Told you it wasn't much of a walk.
You mean this house?
That's right. The old Paris.
It's old enough. Sure looks like a dive.
If your father heard of this, oh.
He won't.
I should hope not.
I thought you said this was a club.
Oh, yes, indeed. All have our own key. Here you are, my dear. Fun a la carte.
I'll take it a la mode. A la anything. Mr. Edwards, where are you?
Just closing the door. All right, this way, my dear.
Say, how about some lights? How about it?
In here, plenty of lights.
I thought you said there'd be a swing band. I don't hear anything.
Oh, not so impatient, all in good time. Step in here.
It better be good.
It will be.
Say, there's nothing in here. But, Mr. Edwards, locking the door. Say, what's the idea?
It seems like a good idea.
I said, what's the idea?
And I said it seems like a good idea.
You lied to me.
I'm an opportunist.
Show me the etchings.
Got plenty of insides, huh, kid?
I'm not a kid. And if you think you can get away with anything, you're crazier than you look.
Am I?
You said you were a friend of my father's.
I am. I am indeed a friend of his money.
What?
Money. You little sap. You don't think I'm interested in you?
Don't you talk to me like that.
Still wet behind the ears.
You let me out of here.
Sit down.
Let me out.
Sit down. That's the idea. After all, you're not talking to your dear papa now. I'm a fellow who likes his own way even more than you do.
This'll cost you plenty, mister.
You mean it'll cost papa plenty? $150,000 plus interest.
Let me out of here.
$150,000 plus interest. Every dime he took from me, I'll get back.
I don't know what you're talking about. Open that door and let me out of here.
You think it was accidental, my meeting you? On the contrary, I planned every minute of it. I knew exactly what you've been doing ever since you stepped foot in Paris. Why shouldn't I know? I've been waiting for this. He took my money, that father of yours, and now he'll give it back.
They know where I am. They'll find me.
Carwinkle doesn't know where you are. You saw to that.
You know?
I just told you I made it my business to know. Yeah, he'll give me back my $150,000, that father of yours.
You can't keep me here.
On the contrary, I can do nothing else. I waited 2 years for a chance like this. Yeah, 2 years. Because I knew sooner or later you'd be alone. You. The only way I could get him to give me back my money. Well, now I've got you. The whole 19 spoiled years.
Not afraid. Why should I be? He's old. I'm smarter than he is. Not afraid of him. What's he talking about, my father? $150,000. Father stole it from him. Maybe he did. What do I care? He can't keep me here. I gotta get out. I'm smarter than he is. Candlestick on table. Gotta get him to turn his back. That's it. Turn his back. Grab candlestick.
Mr. Edwards, look. Behind you.
What?
Nothing at all, except this.
What? Candlestick? Where'd you get...
You open that door.
Put down that candlestick.
Don't come near me.
Why, you little good for nothing. Give me that candlestick. What are you trying?
What did I do?
Hit him so hard. Candlestick heavy in my hand. Drop it. He's lying there so still. Maybe something dark. Crawling along his head out on the floor. Blood.
Killed him.
Gotta get out of here. Which key is it? Which key? I can't find the right one. Which is it? I've got to get out of here. Blood pouring out of him. I'll go crazy. My head. I'm all mixed up. This is the door we came in. It is. But why won't the keys? I got to get out of here. I killed a man. I got to get out. Wind. Where? In the shadows. Another door. Open. I will get out. I will. Steps going down. So dark. Killed a man. Get away. Back to hotel. No one will know. Ever. Dark. I don't know. Water. Basement floor covered with water. Can't get out. Have to go up there. Find another way out. Go up there again. Must be another way out up there. The door. Shut. Wind blew it shut. Oh, I can't open it. Can't. I gotta get out. I got to. Go down again. See if water's deep. Wade through water if it isn't deep. Only up to my ankles. I will get out. I will. Must be a basement door. So dark. Killed him. If they catch me. They won't catch me. Never. Nobody knows. That sound. running water. Over this way. I wonder why. Get out of here. No one will know. Can't know. No one saw me come in. Sound of water so loud. I wonder what... Water. Drowning. Falling. My head. Yes. Remember. I remember. Stepped out. Water over my head. Filthy water. Pulling me under. I hear it. Yet no water here. So dark. Where am I? Where? Gotta get out of here. Gotta get out. Stand up. Oh. Bump my head. Stone roof above. Crawl. Crawl out of here. Killed a man. Gotta get out of here. Smashed his head in. Gotta get out of here!
But not that way, mademoiselle. Another foot in that direction, and you would have fallen many feet into the water.
Where are you?
Beside you. I saved your life, mademoiselle.
What?
You floated by, drowning. I saved you.
You saved me?
Oui, I did. In the dark, I saw you.
Dark. Water. Where am I? Where am I?
You do not know.
Where am I? Wet stone. Smell. Sound of water. You've got to tell me where I am.
Oui. I tell you, mademoiselle. You are in one of the great sewers of Paris. This way, ma chérie. This way.
What's the matter with you? Do you have to walk so fast?
But I walk slowly, mademoiselle.
So dark. Haven't you even got one match?
I see quite well, mademoiselle. If you will follow me.
And then walk slower. You're just a shadowy something. Walk slower, I tell you.
I am a busy man, mademoiselle.
You fool. Don't you understand? The quicker you get me out of here, the more I'll pay you. I'll give you more than you make in a year.
The sewers run beneath the streets like fingers of outstretched hands. Some of these tunnels are so old that all the world has forgotten them.
There's no water here.
Oui. That is true. Abandon this one.
How much further?
A step, merely a step.
You said that half an hour ago.
Turn here. Turn here, eh? Up the steps. Turn, and here we are.
What are you talking about? It's still dark. We're still underground.
We are here.
What are you talking about?
My workroom.
Workroom? Who cares about your workroom? Out of here. You said you'd get me out of here.
No, mademoiselle. I take you away from the water. Here.
But I want to get out. Out where there's decent air. Out where there's light. Do you hear me? You've got to get me out of here.
Oh, no.
No.
Whoever meets old Louis down here stays here.
You're crazy.
No.
You know what money is, don't you?
Oui, mademoiselle.
Then get it through that head of yours. I'll make you a rich man if you get me out of here. Rich. Rich. Just get me out of here.
You are a noisy one.
Crazy. You are.
No.
You are. What do you stay down here for if you aren't?
I work.
Work.
What sort of work have you here?
I make things. You will see.
See? How can I see in this dark?
Your eyes will accustom themselves in a few years.
Get me out of here!
Come.
What?
Come, mademoiselle. Come.
Wait for me. Wait for me.
I will show you my work.
Wait for me. If you'll get me out of here, I tell you, you'll never regret it. Where are you? I've lost you. Where are you?
To your right, ma chérie. Turn to your right.
My right? Oh, where are you, old man?
Here, I'm here.
But there's no light here. You didn't get me out. You didn't.
My work. It is here.
Who cares about your work? Get me out of here with this light.
Light? Oui. I will make light.
I'm not afraid. I've never been afraid of the dark. Just want to see where I'm going, that's all. Hurry. Hurry up with the light.
Oui, I bring you light.
Miserable little kerosene lamp. Haven't you got anything stronger than that?
My work. Oui. Now you will see my work. This way, mademoiselle. This way.
You crazy old fool. Who cares about anything but getting out of here? Will you get it through your head? Money. I'll give you plenty of it. Just show me the way out of this place. Do you want me to go as crazy as you are?
Here, ma chérie. This is the place. My wonderful workshop. So quiet. Always quiet. No one to disturb old Louis. No, indeed.
Give me that lantern. I'll get out of here myself.
No. That is impossible. My work. You see it? See it?
What's that?
Take it, mademoiselle. Take it in your hands. I made it. With my own hands, I made it.
It's a necklace.
Oui, a necklace, eh? Exquisite work. You see for yourself, it is exquisite.
Okay, so it's exquisite. Now, will you get me out of here?
I made it myself. All by myself. No one helped me by myself.
You crazy old fool. Give me that lantern.
No. You must see how I make my beautiful necklaces. Here. Over here, mademoiselle. Look.
Listen, you give me that lantern or I'll...
Oui. From these I make it.
Bones.
Oui. Beautiful bones. They come floating down the water to me.
Bones of... what?
The foolish ones who kill themselves in the water. The sewer brings them to me. We, all of them.
Oh!
The miserable, unhappy flesh. I take it off them. Then at last, they are bones. Hard, white, useful bones for my work. See, that one in the corner.
Let go of my arm.
No. You must come to look, ma chérie. You must.
Let go of my arm.
Oh, mademoiselle, come. You see, the skull, I have it almost clean. You stand there. I will show you how I do it, eh? My saw. So, I cut a good strong white piece off the top and clean the brains away, eh? Watch me.
No. No.
Get away. Gotta get away. Chasing me. Old man. Can't run as fast as I can. Get away. Just get away, that's all. Sawing that skull. Dead man. I killed a man.
Mademoiselle!
Still after me. Get away. We'll get away. Nightmare. Gotta get out. So dark. I gotta get the light. I'll go crazy if I don't get the light. Water again. Gotta be careful. Maybe if I yelled, someone would hear me. Workmen. Someone in the sewer. If I yelled. Help! Help me! Help me! Help me! Is there someone down there to help me? Echo. Only echo. Go talking back to me. Oh, if only someone was here to get me out of here. Someone.
I am here, mademoiselle. Why did you want to run away from me? It was quite useless.
Let go of me. Let go.
It is no use to struggle, my chérie.
Let go of me, you crazy fool. Let go of me. Here, take your hands off me. Let go of me.
Oh, you come with me, mademoiselle. Oui, with me if I have to drag you along. I need your help. I have wanted so very long.
I'll kill you. I'll kill you.
No. You see, you cannot reach me, mademoiselle. I twist your arm so.
My heart.
Yeah. Now you will do as I say. You will come quietly. Oui, ma chérie. You will help me too. Always help me. There is so much work to do. So many bones to be cut. You are doing very well, mademoiselle. Oui, very well indeed. Stop! Fool! That is not the way to cut. Crosswise!
Crosswise?
If you cut the other way, the bones will split. Splinters are not good for my work. Oui. Now you will try it again, ma chérie? Oh, that is right, That one, ma chérie, has long bones, did he not? I remember the day I fished him under the water. Still alive he was. But I fixed that. Oui, I fixed it. He must have been like you. Rich, willful, no good for anything or anybody in life. But in death, now he will be useful, Keep sawing! There is so much work to do, ma chérie. What was I saying? About the bones, oui. Look about, ma chérie. Chains and chains of pretty necklaces. I made them all myself. Everyone. Like lacy strings they are, such beauty. Oui. Stop, I tell you. You hear it? I ask you, you did not hear it? Come quickly. We have work to do. Come.
Oh, no.
Must I drag you after me always, Come. Another one. Just in time to, Quickly. Come quickly.
Hurting me.
Then come quickly. Your eyes can see in the dark now as well as mine, Oui, I train you. Louis train you well, Such a short time and you are doing so very well, You saw the bones into pieces almost as well as I do myself, my chérie, it is good to have a woman around. We'll make this place a fairyland of necklace, So many of them, they will be like clouds above us, Quickly, move more quickly.
Don't hurt me.
Oui, I must say you have changed quite nicely. So docile. Quiet tears now, where before you were so noisy. Oui, before you were another rich one, good for nothing but for trouble. Now you do my work for me. That is the way it should be, ma chérie. Here we are. The water runs quite strongly here, doesn't it? The largest sewer of them all. To bring me more white ones for my work. See! There it comes, another one. Another one who tried to take his life, I always know when one is coming. Mon Dieu, here's a big one, Strong bones he'll have. Got him. Help me lift him out.
No.
Help me, lift me, I see big one.
He's still alive.
He's alive, I see. Hold his head under the water. Hold it under. Hold it under, I tell you. Hold his hair. Hold him under. Woman! Why did you lump in the water? Woman, come back! The water is taking you away from me. Woman! Come back!
And how is the fishing, my friend?
How could I fish leaving this?
In my time, the Seine is full of fish.
In your time? Look, see where's playing in? Where is there for a fish to live?
Monsieur, look, what? In the water.
Voilà, it's a promise. She's a woman.
The current will take her right by her.
Hold on to my arm. I'll get you. Hold on.
Oh, not too far. Oh, you will fall in.
A little more.
I got you. Pull me back. Pull me back now. Help me lift her up, boy.
So, another one, I suppose, who found life too bitter.
Oui.
Poor old women. Must have had a long, miserable life. The misery in her face.
She looks as if she might be an American. She...
What do? She moved her lips.
Oui. Old woman, what is it? What are you saying? What?
Would you like a beautiful necklace?
Necklace?
A beautiful necklace out of bones. Real human bones.
Lights Out, written especially for radio by Arch Obler, comes to you each Wednesday from our Chicago studios. This program has been heard in Canada over the facilities of the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
After hearing that, I think we can understand how she got that role in The Exorcist. Going way back, 1938, 87 years ago, Mercedes McCambridge in Lights Out. Everybody. Now let's talk about what's coming up here on the next few days on the podcast, shall we? As I said, tomorrow we have My Friend Irma, Groucho Marx and You Bet Your Life, Peter Lorre with Bob Hope, and the CBS Radio Workshop, The Long Way Home. On Tuesday, we'll have more mystery with The Weird Circle and The Sealed Book. We'll also have a couple of episodes from 1962, The Last Two Standing. Yours truly, Johnny Dollar in Suspense, Mandel Kramer and Jackson Beck. On Wednesday, we'll have Basil Rathbone, Nigel Bruce, and The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, Dana Andrews, and I Was a Communist for the FBI, a 1935 episode of Calling All Cars, and a Gangbuster episode from 1955. On Thursday, we get back to comedy with Our Miss Brooks, starring Eve Arden, Phil Harris and Alice Faye, Jack Benny, and Hildegard. And then on Friday, a Jack Benny show without Jack, as Robert Taylor hosts in 1948. George Burns' Gracie Allen from 1944. The Great Gildersleeve from 1943. And Life with Luigi from 1950. And we'll get into more comedy over the weekend. We'll also have some drama as well. All right, keep it right here. And you know where to find us. Our webpage is classicradio.stream. No, we're not done. We got an episode of Lum and Abner still to come here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Civil defense is common sense. This is Boris Karloff. No one can guarantee the survival of every home during a nuclear war, but a strong civil defense can save millions of lives. Make sure that yours is one of them. Learn how to protect your home. Call Civil Defense today.
Let's close up this episode of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode from Lum and Abner. And this episode goes back 83 years. We're following the storyline from Diogenes Smith and the $10,000 as they're figuring out what to do with all that money.
The makers of Alka-Seltzer bring you Lum and Abner. Well, sir, folks, another weekend has come and gone, and millions of us are back at work once again. Now, when you went back to work this morning, were you ready to pitch in and really get things done? Or did a too-busy weekend slow you down a little? Perhaps eating not wisely but too well left you with a headache or a sour, upset stomach. Or perhaps a strenuous workout in the garden or on the golf course left your muscles aching and painful. Well, here's hoping you remember to drink a glass of sparkling Alka-Seltzer. For Alka-Seltzer can help you feel better fast. Try it, won't you? Next time any of these common upsets make your life miserable. And say, if a hard day at work hasn't made you feel any better, if you're still headachy and upset, well, right now's the time to get acquainted with the prompt, pleasant relief Alka-Seltzer offers. So phone your druggist now and have him send over a package of these modern effervescent tablets and help yourself to the fast relief Alka-Seltzer offers. It'll be an experience you'll never forget. And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, Lum and Abner are finding the task of investing the $10,000 left to Pine Ridge by Diogenes Smith quite a problem. Mousy Gray offered the suggestion of building a luxurious old people's home for the community. This seemed like a great idea at first, only to be discarded when Lum and Abner couldn't agree as to which was to live a life of ease at the old folks' home and which was to run the store. As we look in on our old friends today, we find Lum, Abner, and Grandpappy Spears down at the Jot 'em Down store. Grandpap is at his favorite spot reading a book at the library table. Lum is talking over the telephone. Listen.
Yeah, well, I don't care if this new idea of yours does seem like a mother to you, Mousy. We ain't interested in it. No, I don't want to hear it. Well, I don't care how good it is, I just don't want to hear it. Just forget about it and stop bothering me. No, I won't be interested tomorrow, neither. All right, Mousy. Goodbye. And as if that don't outcap anything I ever heard of.
Has Mousy got a new idea for spending the $10,000?
Yeah. Here we are, just getting over all the trouble his wonderful world apartment idea caused us. And then we had a time figuring out what to do with that old men's home that he wanted to put in.
Yeah, that was a good idea, I believe.
Yeah, but it wouldn't work.
No.
Now he's got nerve enough to suggest something else.
Yeah, well, what was it this time, Lum?
I don't know. Whatever it was, though, it wasn't no good, I can tell you that right now.
Well, now, Lum, you ought to at least ask him what it was. He might have studied up something good. You don't know.
Hey, if you fellers want an idea for spending that money, I believe this is good one right here.
What's that, Grandpap?
This book I'm reading here. Whitney's Question and Answer book. Stimulating fun for teenage parties.
Well, that ain't no kind of a idea for spending $10,000, Grandpap.
Well, it is, too. You just take this here book and start up a Pine Ridge quiz program.
Quiz program?
Yeah, you've heard them on the radio.
Yeah.
Of course we've heard them, Grandpap, but what good would that do for the community? Well, I ain't sure, but I know this'd be an awful good way of spending the money. And doing a good, fast job about it, too.
Huh.
Well, just last night I heard them give away over $300 on just one radio program. Now, I figure if we could double that amount... and
Double that
twice
amount?
Just a minute, Grandpap. You've got the wrong idea. We ain't looking for a way of spending the money. That's easy. What we want to do is find something that'll do good for everybody in the community.
Sure.
Do you understand now, Grandpap? Yeah, now, here's a good question right here. I'll show you how it works.
Yeah, let's see how it works.
Abner, don't encourage him.
Oh.
Name 4 of the 7 wonders of the... Wait a minute, I believe I'll just try these questions out on you, Abner.
Yeah, sure. Sure, try 'em on me. I might be a genius at this. I don't know. Try 'em out on me, Grandpa.
Now, wait a minute. Don't get started on nothing like this. First off, I gotta ask you your name, Abner. That's the way they always do it on the radio.
Yeah, sure. Well, Abner Peabody's my name.
Yeah, why don't you use some other name for this, Abner? How about using that and I give you when I told your fortune the other day? What was that?
Let's see, that was,
Forget now what it was myself.
Charlie. Charlie somebody he called me.
Yeah, that's better. All right, Charlie, what line of work are you in? And you answer housewife.
Housewife?
Yeah, that's what now all of them I heard on the radio said they was.
Well, now, Grandpap, I know I ain't no housewife. I don't know nothing about milking a cow or chopping wood or tending to a garden.
I know, but you're just doing this for example, Abner.
Oh.
Just to show how it works out.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, well, that's all right. Hey, did you hear that, Lum? I'm a housewife.
Yeah, I heard it. Such prattle. Wish you two would hush up. I got a lot of studying to do here.
Yeah, well, we'll be quiet.
All right, now then, Charlie, what's the answer?
The answer?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to give.
Huh?
Have you got it yet?
Yeah, let's see, Doggies, I don't believe I have, Grandpap.
You want me to give you a little hint like Kay Kaiser does on his radio program?
Little hint?
Yeah. He generally hums a tune or something. Let him know what the answer is.
Oh, no, don't start singing no song. I'll figure it out for myself. Just don't rush me. Give me a little
wait
time.
a minute here. I ain't give you the question yet.
Huh?
No wonder you couldn't get it.
Oh, hey, Doggies, I thought that was an awful hard question.
For goodness sakes. Well, y'all cut that out. A body can't get his mind on to no subject and keep it there with all this prattle going on.
Yeah, well, we'll stop, Lum. Go on, Grandpap.
Here's your question, Charlie. Name 4 of the 7 wonders of the world.
Wonders of the world?
Yeah, that's what it says here. Got to name 4 of them.
Yeah, let's see. Wonders of the world. Oh, Wonderful World. Is that one of them?
No, not according to this book it ain't.
Let's see. Wonders of the world. Well, what is them things anyway?
Well, I ain't going to tell you. You're supposed to guess them.
Oh, well, just give me one of them little tiny hints like you was talking about. That feller Kaiser does there.
Yeah, all right. One of them is the pyramids of Egypt.
Never heard of them. What is them?
I don't know. Another one is the Sphinx.
Sphinx?
That's what they got wrote down here.
Only Sphinx I know is old Lawrence Sphinx that lives over there south of Cherry Hill, but, law me, there ain't nothing wonderful about him.
Oh, no.
Leastways, nothing I can recollect. He's a deadbeat if I ever seen one.
Well, he won the blue ribbon at the county fair a few years back, though. Recollect that?
His hog done that. He never won the ribbon for himself.
Well, yes, his hog done it.
Might have. He got in there, but he wasn't even entered. Of course, I recollect he did get awful stuck up and went around bragging about it till he might nigh got to where he'd winded himself.
Just a minute, Abner. I believe I got it.
Huh?
Yeah, I know now what they got him in here for. You ever saw Lauren with his shoes and socks off?
Shoes and socks off?
Yeah, don't you recollect, Abner? Old Lauren's got one web foot.
Doggies, that's right, ain't it? He has.
Why,
just sure the world. Why, sure, yeah. I'd plumb forgot about that web foot of his'n. Well, he's awful proud of that, too. All is entering every swimming contest that he can find. I recollect that about him.
Yeah, but he never win any of them. That foot always caused him to swim in a circle. That's the only direction he could ever go in.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, never could go straight. Doggies, that's cuter, though, Grandpap, you know what? Here we've been living in the same county with old Lauren for all these years, and never knowed he was one of the 7 wonders of the world till right now.
It's funny he never mentioned it.
Oh, yeah.
Much as he loves to brag.
Well, I sure did.
Cast compliments on himself.
Can't understand it. He's always bragging something. Reckon now how that feller that writ that book ever found out about him anyway, him living way down here in Cherry Hill.
Oh, more likely Lauren. wrote him a letter and told him about himself.
Yeah, just about what he done. Sounds just like him. Just about what he done. Wouldn't put it past him.
Hey,
Bragging.
Abner.
Huh?
I see Mousy coming up out there. I know what he wants, so you tell him I'm too busy to talk to him.
Too busy?
Yeah.
All right, I'll tell him. Say, Lum, did you know that Lauren Spinks is one of the 7 wonders of the world?
Yeah, I heard all that nonsense. But it ain't got nothing to do with Lauren Spinks, I can tell you that.
Well, it has done it. It's right here in this book that Grandpap's reading, right there.
Right down here in black and ink.
Yeah, show it to him, Grandpap.
Right there it is.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
but it don't mean Lauren, I can tell you that.
Huh?
Some other feller named Spinks. Somebody that's done something famous or made an invention or something like that.
Well, Lauren's the only one I know of. I don't...
For goodness sakes, Abner, you and Grandpap can talk yourselves into more peculiar ideas than any one human I ever... Wait a minute, there's Mousy.
Huh? Oh. Well, howdy, Mousy. Come on in.
Yeah, howdy, Mousy.
Hello, Grandpap. Abner. Say, Lum.
I'm busy, Mousy. Come back some other day.
Yeah, Mousy, Lum's awful busy today. He can't talk to you. Mousy, do you know Lauren Spinks that lives over at Cherry Hill? Lauren Spinks? Yeah, that's his name. Lives over there on that place, well, about, a mile and a half out of Cherry Hill. Just before you cross the creek there, Shack Creek's where he lives.
Got a web foot and swims in a circle.
No, sir, I don't believe I've ever heard of him. Lauren Spinks. No, sir, I don't believe I know him. Well, he's one of the 7 wonders of the world's what he is. Well, say, Lum, all I need is just about 1 minute to tell you my new plan for spending that $10,000.
Some other time, Mousy.
Yes, sir, but, Lum, now, I've thought this all out and...
Yeah, I know. It's just like a mother to you.
Yes, sir. But, what I was going to say is that I'm convinced, Lum, that this is the best possible thing we can do for our community.
Well, I've been studying on this too, Mousy, and I've just about come to the conclusion that our community's pretty good just as it is.
Yes, sir.
We're liable to ruin it if we go trying to make it any better.
Sure.
What we need is something to preserve it just like it is.
Yes, sir. Well, that's exactly what I had in mind, Lum.
Oh, it is, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, in that case, I mean just the opposite then. You come back next week sometime, Mousy.
Yes, sir, but now let me just show you what I mean, Lum. Now, here, take this envelope, and in there you'll find that
Hey, Mousy, come on over here and I'll let you get in our quiz contest.
Yeah, come on, Mousy. It's a lot of fun. See, Grandpap asks you questions and stuff, and then you answer them. Some of them is about Lauren Spinks, too. Well, I'd like to, Abner, but I've got work to do.
Oh, sassy frass. Here, I'll find you a good question, Mousy.
Yeah, will Mousy be a housewife, too, Grandpap?
Just a minute here. Is this what you meant, Mousy? Getting some of these?
Yes, sir.
Aye, Granny's, Mousy. Now, this is the best idea anybody's had yet. This is exactly the right thing to do with that money.
And what is it, Lum?
It's something that'll do more for preserving our community and all the things it stands for than every one thing we could do.
Well, what is it we're going to do?
Abner, we're going to take every cent of that $10,000 Dodge and Ease left us and make the best investment Pine Ridge could make.
Well?
We're going to use it to buy United States government war bonds.
Well, good for Lum and Abner. They couldn't put the $10,000 to better use. Now, folks, you may not have $10,000 to spare, but you can afford to put a part of your paycheck every week into war bonds and stamps. So when your employer passes out pledge cards authorizing him to put aside a certain percentage of your pay envelope regularly, sign up gladly and help keep this the land of the free. And say, here's another good idea. It's just this. Get acquainted with the unusual kind of fast two-fold relief Alka-Seltzer offers for a touch of acid indigestion, sour, upset stomach, heartburn, or occasional distress after meals. You see, Alka-Seltzer does more than merely reduce excess gastric acidity. It also actually helps relieve that full, stuffy, uncomfortable feeling. No wonder Alka-Seltzer is such a tremendous favorite with folks who want real relief and fast relief for minor stomach upsets. Try it once. See for yourself why it's wise to alkalize with Alka-Seltzer when you're troubled with a touch of acid indigestion. Remember that name, Alka-Seltzer, for minor stomach upsets. Get it at any drugstore, by the package, or by the glass at the soda fountain.
you go, 6 months after Pearl Harbor. Tell me there was a better place to spend the money. Really? I mean, it made a lot of sense. From 83 years ago, May 11th, 1942, Lum and Abner here on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Be back with us tomorrow, won't you please, for more comedy with my friend Irma, You Bet Your Life, Bob Hope, and the CBS Radio Workshop. I'm Wyatt Cox. Thanks for joining us on this Sunday edition of Classic Radio Theater. I'm Wyatt Cox.